Hello, and welcome to the Venue Coach Blueprint for Owners. I'm Kyle Labar. This podcast is all about helping you fill your wedding venue with more bookings, earn more from each one, and keep your customers happy for a long time. We'll also talk about some tough times and big lessons that I've learned along the way. Let's dive in together and make your venue the best spot for weddings. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Venue Coach, and today is a wedding venue horror story. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I wanted to share this one. And the theme is wedding venue security. And you might be thinking security officers for event or just a security firm to be at your event to protect the venue and its staff. And while I might touch on that a little bit, but this story in particular has to do with the security of the building. And it was a couple months ago. It was a cold, rainy night, and we had this motion detector set up, and we had been actively working on getting security cameras installed because they weren't installed on our property. It's in the country, and typically we don't have a lot of unwanted visitors. Or a lot of, we really don't. But this particular evening, we got a notification, and we had this just one of these motion detector cameras set up in the bridal suite, and we get a notification that there's movement detected. And so we pull up the camera, and my wife and I were at dinner, and she gets this notification on her phone, and she pulls up the camera, and the light is on in the venue or in the bridal suite, and the door to the back balcony is slightly open. And so we are like, is anybody there? Because sometimes our maintenance guy will go out and he'll work on stuff in the evening or set up chairs the night before. It's not uncommon to have people at the venue in the evening on a non-event day even. And so we text our manager, say, hey, are you at the venue? No, I'm not. Okay, is anybody else at the venue? No, everybody's gone. I locked up. I turned all the lights off before I left. And then we're watching this, and then we start to hear people talk. And we can't see them, but we can hear them. And then they turn the lights off. And now everything's dark, and the green light comes on, and we just see this green and black pixels and everything, but we can never see them cross into the thing. And so I call the cops. I call the non-emergency number, because nobody's there. It's not like somebody's about to get hurt or anything like that. But we call the police, and we also call our maintenance guy because he lives across the street. And so we say, hey, can you go check this out? And tell the cops, hey, our maintenance guy is going. Here's his name. This is what he looks like. Please don't harm him or arrest him or anything like that. But he will be there. He's also helping us out because he lives so close. And so the police go on their way, and they see this random truck that's there, but then nobody inside of it. They get the license plates, and then they go in, but they can't find anybody. They're looking everywhere. And I don't know. I mean, we have a 16,000 square foot property building, and so it's not hard to hide in a place like that if you are at least a little bit familiar. So they leave, they don't find anybody, and everybody goes, they turn the light off, and then all of a sudden, our maintenance guy, as he's pulling back into his driveway, he sees that truck start to leave and pull out of the property. And how he was, and how like his wife was there, but she was in her car, and I don't know all the particular details, but she followed them. She followed them to the gas station. She goes inside. She's snapping pictures of them. She sends them to us, and I'm like, whoa, you should probably not have done that because we don't know anything about these people. And so she sends the pictures to us. I send them to the police officer, and he's like, well, I can't do a lot about it at this point because we don't have like any anything that says that they shouldn't have been there. Like he used some, he's like, lawyers will probably say there's not a no trespassing sign. Uh, and it's like hard to put up a no trespassing sign on a wedding venue. And so it's like, well, okay, all right. So he's like, just get some security cameras. If you get them on camera, that sort of thing, and they're not invited, you and put a sign up. It doesn't have to be like everywhere, but it needs to be at the entrance. Just put that up, and if it happens again, let us know. And so, that was really disconcerting for us as not just property owners or business owners, but also employers, because our staff was there and somehow these people got into our venue and they I don't know why they were in there. It's not like we have just food or showers or anything like we have one shower, but you got to know where it is, sort of thing. And maybe they found it, but I don't know. Were they squatting? Were they trying to like steal stuff? I don't know. But the thing is, they got in, and we didn't really have any idea. So we we expedited the process of getting the cameras up, and now we are able to better keep an eye on our venue. And it's also really great when you're actually during the event. The security officer can keep an eye on it. Your manager can keep an eye on areas of your venue that you don't want people going to, or that have a potential for people to apply the five-finger discount, that sort of thing. So protect yourselves. Don't 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 have an experience like mine because you just don't want to get security cameras. It's helpful. It doesn't have to be like we didn't do a security system, meaning like a company that would actively monitor. And I'll tell you the number one reason, and it's actually because they never responded. Nobody got back to us about it. So we bought cameras ourselves that were wireless, that could record and store information remotely, and so that we could just keep an eye on things ourselves because we were tired of waiting for them to get back to us. It was like they didn't want to get our business. So on the actual events, we do hire security guards, but that's really to protect us and our staff and to make sure that nobody gets too rowdy. Other than that, the security side of things, it's really that. The other way to protect your venue is with insurance, and it's really great for. We're in a special situation because we have an insurance agent who is one of our owners, and so that makes it a lot easier for us to get our insurance. But even if you don't have that type of connection, you can make a you can find a good insurance provider or insurance agent as well who'll help make sure you get the right coverages in case anything happens that you would rather avoid. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story. Hope you were able to gain something from it, and if you're sitting on the fence about a security system, I hope that pushed you over the edge to get one. And I sincerely hope that everybody's staying safe out there and you're able to operate in a place of confidence and not in fear of physical danger, that sort of thing. But anyways, if you found this useful, please subscribe. I try to put out as much great content and useful content as I don't know about great, that's subjective, but useful as I can to help you and your venue get better and better. And with that, I will catch you in the next one.